Finally, someone is doing something about junk fees. The FTC is proposing a new rule to address such fees. And junk fees right now are everywhere, and it just infuriates me. For example, if you were to buy concert tickets, you'll often get mandatory additional fees of 30 to 40% more than the price you see listed online. If you go to rent a nice hotel room, they might charge you a resort fee to have access to that pool down the hall. And it's not optional. You're forced to pay it, and that might be 50% more for your hotel room. If you go to rent an apartment, one community I've seen recently has started charging a January fee. That's right. If you happen to be still renting this apartment in the month of January, well, good news for you. You're going to get charged a $100 additional fee for the month of January. See, these fees have gotten out of line and they've become completely ridiculous. But how do we even get here? Because the reality is it didn't always used to be like this. See, what happens is that in a market, people are competing for your dollar. And some unscrupulous businesses decided to advertise a lower price, then adding a much higher junk fee on later down the road. And what they found is that consumers fell for it. In fact, more consumers started to going to these unscrupulous companies instead of the legitimate businesses. And what happened next was a race to the bottom. See, if the legitimate good companies didn't follow suit, they lost those customers. But finally, now someone is doing something. The FTC, you would think, would actually propose eliminating these junk fees entirely. But that's not actually what they're doing. What they're doing instead is quite clever. They're requiring that the advertised price that you see includes every single fee, including all of those junk fees. Now, people can exclude taxes and they can exclude shipping, but literally every other fee needs to be included in that advertised price. And this is going to level the playing field. See, right now, if you wanted to level the playing field in apartments, for example, if you wanted to find a nice new apartment, you would have to call up every single landlord and ask them for their list of junk fees, how much those cost, then add them together with the rent to find their total price for that apartment, and then repeat that for all the apartments you're wanting to look at. Now, it's easy enough to do, and you'll save hundreds of dollars by doing that. But the reality is it takes time and energy away from you, and many consumers simply don't do that. So by advertising the correct price online, consumers can then make an informed decision faster. And that's better for you and better for your bottom line. So right now, the FTC is accepting comments on whether or not they should actually enact this rule. So we're about to find out. Will junk fees be a thing of our past? Only time will tell.